keep your head down. That's probably the second piece of advice you've received from your dad or a friend when you first started playing the game. The first one's keep your left arm straight. We talked a little bit about that in other videos. The second piece of advice is keep your head down. Is that useful? I'm gonna go ahead and say no. The best players in the world do not keep their head down. They don't even keep their head still. And the reason for that is it's really hard to create motion and athleticism by keeping our head still and keeping our head down. It just leads to not a lot of athletic motion. The way I like to think about it is we can let our head, we don't want to be moving a foot in one direction, a foot in the other direction, but it's going to want to turn a little bit on its axis. It's going to want to move slightly back and then slightly on the way through. I mean, some of the best ball strikers ever, David Duval, Annika Sorenstam, they're not even looking at the ball when they hit it. Their eyes are already turned and they're already looking at their target. Now, those players had strong grips and a really strong face, so that's helping them release, get their hands ahead and just square it up. But it's still a good feel for everyone. Especially if your miss is to the left, don't look down at the ball. Go ahead and release your head, release your eyes. Almost feel as though you're watching the ball take off on the way through. You do not want to be thinking about keeping our head down. That is the worst piece of advice that I can really think of for any player that's trying to be athletic in the game. So go ahead and let your head move a little bit. To the right is a right-hander into your trail side. You can even turn a little bit this direction. It's gonna help you finish your turn. If we keep our head here, it really limits our rotation. But if I go ahead and turn, if my nose is turning a little bit to the right as a right-hander, see how it helps me get a little bit more rotation? And then as I shift laterally, go ahead and let that head turn on the way through. It's gonna help you, one, keep the club head stable, but it's also gonna help you finish and turn on the way through. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit this shot. Focus just on my head and see how it's moving a little bit and rotating through the shot. I'm hitting a 5-iron, pretty tough par 3 here, but last thing I want to do is keep my head still.